Okay, my next guest is a huge success in every sense of the word. The mastermind behind Pointless, the host of House of Games, and the author of one of the most successful series of books of all time, swapping the Thursday Murder Club for the Friday Chat Club. Would you please welcome Richard Osman? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Can
Richard?
I talk to Troy's family for a second?
Yes, you can. Of course you can. Yeah, there they are.
Have you ever been to Fulham? It's really lovely. It's a lovely part of London. I think Troy would enjoy himself there. Just for a couple of seasons.
OK, this is good. We'll get the deal done. Josie's the woman you need to talk to there. She'll get that sorted out for us.
She's got 15% in her pocket already, hasn't she?
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Big money transfer. Look, we've got to talk about this. Congratulations on the book. This is the 5th book in the series,
Yep.
The Impossible Fortune. Is it 15 million or 17 million?
It was
Copies
it was 15 million just before I came on.
Yes.
So,
Up now
but
to
I'm hearing it's 17 now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does this mean that The Impossible Fortune is indeed your fortune, Richard?
Paddy, how dare you?
How dare I?
How dare you?
Eh?
That's Troy Parrott money, isn't it?
That is Troy Parrott money. It certainly is. Did you ever think that it was going to get this big when you started out?
No, I just wanted to write. You know, I'm incredibly proud of the books. I love them. I love writing those characters. I love crime fiction. That's why I write that. So I wanted to write the best book I could, and for as many people as possible to like it. And then it turns out, you know, that is 15 million people, which is great. But it's lovely. But the thing I love is writing it. The thing I love is having those characters, putting them out in the world, meeting readers. And this is, you know, writing. As I started out as a writer, I had this weird sort of cul-de-sac of becoming a television presenter, which, don't tell anyone, but is the easiest job in the world. And with respect.
To be fair,
and
right.
And now I get to do a proper job again, which is lovely.
No, which is good. We love a mammy story, as you can tell on this show. We love a mammy story in Ireland. Your mammy had something to do with this. She was a bit of an inspiration for the first book.
Yeah, well, she lives in a retirement village, and I would go down there all the time, and everyone there is over 70, and I'd go down there, and these people had such incredible stories and done these amazing things, and yet they were all drinking red wine at 11:30 in the morning. And I thought, this is a good gang of people, isn't it? And where she lives is, you know, sort of green hills, and you could hear the bird song. And I thought this would be an amazing place for a murder. And rather than commit one, I just thought, well, if there was a murder here, then this lot would solve it. And it gave me the idea for the Thursday Murder Club. 4 people in their late 70s, early 80s look over old cold cases, and suddenly there's a real murder on their doorstep. And yeah, I just had that inspiration, and off I went. I'm glad I did.
And when your mum read the first book, she was reading it quite intently, but not in a kind of following the plot way. Yeah,
well, because I said, when I came here, I had this idea. So she thought I was actually writing about all her friends. She was reading it for legal reasons. She was reading the whole thing just to make sure I hadn't kind of, said anything about any of her neighbours. I had to say afterwards, I made this up. Yeah. This is like just people from my head. But the people in that village now, when I first did it, they said, don't tell people where the village is, because what if we get tourists? We don't want tourists. We're very private people. And firstly, I said, look, it won't be a hit. Don't worry about that. But now, when it did sell all those copies, now they're selling T-shirts and mugs. Now I go down there and they pitch me murders. I go down there and say, here's an idea of how to kill someone, Richard. You'll like this one. All of them.
All good, all good. So the mum was the inspiration. I believe that the mother of Ireland, Marion Keyes, also offered you some inspirational advice for writing.
I mean, the nicest woman in the whole world.
So nice.
I'm trying to persuade the BBC to put Marion on Celebrity Traitors.
OK.
Don't you think?
She would have to be a faithful, I would have thought, no?
But imagine... No? Yes, exactly.
Oh, hang on.
The woman who said no is exactly right. Imagine Marion as a traitor. She'd be the greatest traitor of all time.
Yes.
Because no one would believe it of her. So she said ages ago, we're talking about how hard it is to... The only thing about writing, if you're writing, is you've got to sit down and do it. That's the only rule. You've got to sort of put your backside in the chair and actually start. And she said...
Which is harder than...
Yeah, well, it's like going to the gym. You've got to put your trainers on. Right? And that's the worst bit of it. And once you've done it, you think, oh, now I'm going to have to do it. Yeah. And she said, well, I always light a candle. She said, before I start writing, I light a candle. So before the candle is lit, I'm not writing.
Is that for holy inspiration, or is that...
I mean, you know what? You never know with Marion.
OK, yeah.
And she says, before it's lit, I'm not writing. When it's lit, I am writing. I said, that's a really lovely idea. And then 2 days later, I get a thing in the post, and it's a candle from Marion saying, happy writing. That's nice. I cannot believe she's a traitor. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
And that is why she will be.
Well, that's why she'd be amazing. Yeah.
We got to talk about the book we made into a movie. That was just crazy stuff. An amazing cast. Netflix biggest movie last year.
Yeah.
Helen Mirren, the world's sexiest man, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley.
He's
well,
handsome.
this is the lineup here, and. You've a gentleman there, just Steven Spielberg, just beside you, hanging out.
No, right? I look like a competition winner. It's I have to say, Pierce Brosnan, he's the most handsome man I've ever met in my entire life, until I saw Troy Parrott, and they all had books because they were all reading my book. I thought, oh, isn't that amazing? Helen Mirren, and they were all reading my book. And then he thought, well, of course they have to contractually, they have to read the book because they're in it. But so I was signing the books for all of them. And when you sign books, the thing you mustn't do is sign people's name wrong, because you get one chance to do it. And I spelt Pierce's name wrong.
No.
Well, he was so handsome, and I was so distracted that I spelt his name wrong. And I realised, as I was doing it, but I thought I can't even admit to it now. So I had to go to my local bookshop the next day, buy a copy of my own book, and sign it again for Pierce with the right name and say, I'm so sorry, you're so handsome, I got distracted.
I love the fact that the local bookshop charged you for your own book. That's good.
They were like, this is how he's selling 15 million books. He keeps buying them himself.
He's buying his own.
Yeah.
I mean, Pierce, of course, very famously played James Bond. Did I read somewhere that you potentially could have been a spy at one point?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was after university. I was tapped up by MI6. I think I'm too tall to be a spy. Is the truth. I can't lie or hide. So I'd be the worst spy in the world. But yeah, they sort of tapped me up in quite a boring way. But yeah, I could have been a spy. I'm not saying I'm not. Perhaps I am.
Okay.
I'd say that's good cover if I'm a spy.
I mean,
can you imagine that? If that comes out in 20 years' time, you've done this interview, you didn't get it out of me.
It's true, and you know, I mean, MI6 spies would get such a warm welcome in Ireland. I mean, I would suggest staying undercover for this interview.
Yeah. Just for the record, I'm not.
You're not a spy.
Yeah. Or am I?
Or am I?
Yeah.
There's a theme. There's a theme. So, in terms of you know, the writing, all of these things, it kind of came later in life. There was Pointless, there was House of Games. I mean, you didn't really want to be in front of the camera.
No, it was a complete accident, really. I was a writer, then I was a TV producer for many years, which is another job that's harder than being a TV presenter. And then when we pitched Pointless to the BBC, sometimes when you pitch game shows, and you've done this, you get presenters to play you get producers rather to play the presenters. And we pitched Pointless to the BBC, and they liked it, and I played the Richard Osman role in this run-through, and they said, oh, we really need someone like Richard to do the Richard Osman role. And then someone on the team said, well, why don't you ask Richard? He's really like Richard. Yeah. And they were like, and because they had a big name, because Alexander Armstrong was hosting it, I think they could go with someone who was unknown. So they said, would you like to do it? I thought, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We'll do 20 episodes of this, something to tell the grandkids. I was on TV once. And then 2,000 episodes later,
2,000.
I was still there. Yeah, haven't done it for a while.
But at that point, you were so nervous about going out in front of an audience that you actually had a fake name on the dressing room door.
Well, we would always have fake names. We had fake names, me and Zander, on our dressing room doors, because on the very first show, a contestant knocked on Alexander Armstrong's door and invited himself into his dressing room and started eating his biscuits with him and just said, oh, looking forward to the show. And Alexander Armstrong, who's the most well-brought-up man in the world, has to go, oh, can I make you a cup of tea? So from that day onwards, the name on his dressing room door was Sir Peter Morehouse, and the name on my dressing room door was the Reverend Wendy Benson. So I was for 12 years, I was the Reverend Wendy Benson. Until
you moved on. Now, a lot of people on House of Games win. I mean, the prizes are okay.
On House of Games?
Yes.
Oh, no, they're tat.
Okay, they're tat.
Yeah.
They're tat.
They're deliberate tat.
You won something a lot more significant on House of Games,
yes.
the love of your life.
I did, yes.
Yes.
I met my wife on House of Games, the actress Ingrid Oliver, and I saw her name on a list of people who were going to come on the show. And there she is.
There. Cute.
And yeah, they said, who would you like on this list? And I said, well, yeah, I'd quite like Ingrid Oliver. I secretly said to my producer, I said, I've got a bit of a crush on Ingrid. And yeah, we literally started dating the following week. So our entire first date is on camera. This kind of 5 days worth of House of Games. I said in my speech, it's very rare you remember the very first thing you said to your soulmate, right? The very, very first time you met the person you spent your life with. Who remembers what they said? And I remember exactly what I said to Ingrid. The first thing I ever said was, I'm looking for 2 answers, and they rhyme with each other. A musical instrument played by shaking, and the capital of Venezuela. And I remember the first thing she said to me, which was Caracas and maracas.
And she had you at Caracas.
She had me at Caracas. She absolutely did. And the maracas were just a bonus.
What a lovely story. What a lovely story. Before we wrap up here, as you can tell, we've got a bit of World Cup fever here this week.
Yes, and congratulations to you, and fingers crossed against Czechia.
Fingers crossed. You are responsible for the World Cup of Crisps, I believe.
Yes, I used to do that on Twitter. We used to raise money for charity by doing World Cup of Chocolate, World Cup of Crisps, and all sorts of things like that.
So this was a World Cup where you put different flavours of crisps together. There was a group stage.
Yeah, people voted.
There was playoffs. People voted for the favourite crisps. We've got a bone to pick with you here tonight because in a crucial tiebreak in the World Cup, Tato, Cheese and Onion didn't even get out of the group stages. They were knocked out.
Yeah.
They were knocked out by Walker's Smoky Bacon. What are you thinking? I mean, let's bring this in. Let's bring this in, Al. Look, here we go.
You're booing democracy, and quite rightly.
No, yeah, exactly. So look, what we've got here, we've got the VAR of crisps.
Wow.
There it is. So one of these, we've got B for bacon, and we've got A for absolutely the right choice to make. So if you just, if you would like to just try, I mean, perfectly acceptable.
Absolutely fine.
Just okay.
If you've got nothing else.
Yeah.
Suddenly. Sorry, is there a party in my mouth?
No. That is the correct answer.
A all day.
That is the correct answer. Richard's book, The Impossible Fortune, the 5th entry in the Thursday Murder Club series of books, is out now. Richard is going to stay with us. Give it up one more time for Richard Osman. Oh.